Hello. We got some multiplayer today. And for a bit of fun, I'm just gonna play some wild greenskin archer maxing. So that means this. This madness. 500 and 550 for these guys. Very decent HP, decent stats if you charge them in to the melee. It's pretty fun. Is it good? Probably not. But we're here to test out some stuff, see how it goes. We're up against the Lizardmen, very nice. And hey, what's up, Trizik? Oh yeah, and we can take the Rugloods. Apparently Rugloods doesn't count as any unit. So they can be my 11th archer. With a Nurgle, eventually. Eventually we'll Nurg it up. Today's not the day. But alright, they playing Lizardmen, we're on Jade Tomb. The best unit greenskins have are their archers. Well, just the Rugloods, right? The normal archers are not bad, but they're only good because their front line is good. I think greenskins would much rather have some other archers. But who knows? Now against Lizardmen, I could do some Warzag action. Warzag's pretty funny. We could also go for the Night Goblin War Boss. We got the Fungi, we got the Tormentor Sword. That's actually pretty sick. And then probably the Hag. The Skaven Blender. The Skaven Blender. Are you doing the Mega Leadership debuff? If you make it work, man. Mad respect to you. Anyone can come up with a build. But to turn it into reality is something else. Anyways, Lizardmen are pretty chill. I don't really have to worry about them. Oh, the River Troll Hag has Power Stone, so you can get 4 units off his greenskins. Hell yeah. But yeah, this should be quite something. I'm not entirely sure what compels me to go for such a crazy build. You know, the Morgrub's Mangy Marauders are also insane here because they got armor piercing shots. And then what? What do you do once you archer max? Cavalry to defend them, maybe? Usually you want guys that'll just hold the line. You know, funnily, I could go trolls. Trolls are decently fast. And they're too busy trying to dive my archers instead of terror routing my trolls. What if they're sick here? What if we develop a new meta? Archer troll maxing. Because obviously infantry, they can't defend this many archers. If you go 12 archers, it's just not gonna work, is it? This though, this will be real interesting. Do I want Squig Herd? I don't know about that. Oh, pump wagons, flappas to clear the infantry. Honestly, greenskins have a lot of ways to clear like a man tide, right? Which is usually the way you deal with archer maxing. So I don't know what the enemy's supposed to do. I think they're just screwed. Could be terribly incorrect though. That's what today's test is meant to be for. Do I want some Orc Boy Spears or do I want the Goblin Spears? Technically, my archers, they have pretty bad leadership. But goblins, if they rout, nobody cares. Ah, hell yeah. Trolls holding the line, sure. No, they're not there to hold the line, man. Are you being silly? Are you being silly? My goodness, trolls to hold the line. Archer ranged plus cav. You don't need a line, okay? Ain't a single staunch spear in this entire army. The whole point is killing power and more killing power. There is no holding. Only Mork. Gotta not get him mixed up. Here we go. It's Morkin time. Ah, hell yeah. Alright, so this is a lot of DACA. This is, yeah, this is celebrating the 40k announcement by bringing in the max DACA. So, idea is very simple here, right? You just shoot him to death. The end! The end! There's nothing else! Oh man, ready? Good luck, have fun. I have more units than my opponent, that's a really good sign. The hammer and hammer strategy. I guess, well, arrows aren't really hammers. What would this be? Hammer and nail? Not sure. Because we obviously don't have an anvil. This is the hammer, but I don't know what this is. But here we go. Battle has begun. We're gonna see. He has a cold one spear rider. Basically no speed. We got a burning head caster. Very typical. And a solar engine, which should be incapable of killing this many boys. There are simply too many. What if he fights back? No, that does make things a little bit more difficult. Let's see here. It's a lot of skinks. So this guy's basically just skink maxing. So I probably don't want skirmishers. I think we just, yeah, I think we surprise him with the pump wagons. Pump wagons out of nowhere will be so annoying. Because he's gonna have the cav, but the cav needs to dive the archers. The error boys. Cavalry's obviously just gonna hang back. It's very important that you play this out smart. And I'm kind of just inviting the cavalry to come at me. Because, like, obviously if they do, they're gonna die. It's that simple. Whoop. Dodging it. Dodging it. Will the skink shoot? Oh, they did. But I'm too slippery. Little gobbo. Having the time of his life. Hey, that's an expensive unit over there. I'll take that. Thank you very much. And so far, so good. Damage is super nice. Buna, by the way, is the bane of the salamanders. We'll be able to make my hag have a little bit of a hard time. But yeah, that means any amount of damage now and they're done for. And I just gotta sit here. I just gotta sit here, relax. That actually just straight routed them. Wowza. Buna, man. Buna's pretty nasty. Alright, are you gonna come at me, bro? I dare you. Let's get the one troll going. Let's get pump wagon number 1. Pump wagon number 2. And now we wait. So it's gonna be a burning head. Thankfully, Rugloods are armored. It's in the name. So they don't really have to worry too much. I think I can just rampage these guys to their deaths. Oh, it's close. Oh wait, he can just remove rampage. It's the most useless ability ever. Whatever, man. Maybe he's out of range and he can't do the thing. And there's the nets. Right in time for the rampage to wear off. Solar engine, I actually just don't care about. My DPS is obviously very much so higher than the solar engine. Oh, no escaping, man. No escaping. You ain't running from this. Oh, but he gets a barrier. All right, well, that's pretty smart. But yeah, obviously we're getting lots more damage on my opponent than they are getting on me. That much is clear. Troll Hag's just gonna dodge. The downside is I don't have as many tickets, but obviously that's not a big deal. Not a big deal in the slightest. We're just waiting for that big infantry push. We've been trying to goad our opponent in for the better part of this game here. But they've decided not to advance just yet. This is brutal but cunning, or... yes, indeed. It is both. It's both. Although, I would lean slightly more towards the cunning but brutal side of things. It's definitely brutal, though. Although, that burning head does kill a few boys. Sad. Seriously, though, he's just tanking the arrow fire. This is not good. You don't want to, typically, you don't want to just be tanking archer fire. If you're getting shot at, the typical solution is to advance. But it is understandable that you don't want to push into this position. I think if they did, they'd be pretty screwed anyways. It's kind of doomed if you do, doomed if you don't. And then if they ran off this point, I would just capture it. So that way I can force a fight on my side of the map, which is very nice. I just have to keep dodging with the River Troll Hag and we're good. What's the 40k announcement? Oh, like a while ago, just the fact that it exists. Unfortunately, no actual 40k news just yet. Another burning head. This is 30 wins of magic, man. Oh, come on, that hit our bag. Come on. It's fine. His Lord's taking a bit of damage too. I think I could probably make a play with the pump wagons while we're here. River Troll Hag and thumped a little bit. Tiny bit unfortunate, but they'll live. And this here. Oh crap! Oh wait, he's targeting the hag. No, no, not the hag. Hag got a little over eager, just as I did. All right, here we go. Let's rampage these boys. And then I'm going to get some swamp things and more trolls. Infinity trolls. It's okay. The hag will regen. There you go. The big old bait of the spear riders. So will they try and disengage? The answer is wow. Okay, no. So you've chosen that. Okay, this guy's. I've actually used all the ammunition on this orc boy. Kind of wild. Range units. Struggling to get their target fire going. But yeah, River Troll Hag will be back. Ain't no worry there. And pump wagon charge on the lizards. We'll see if that goes well. At some point I'm gonna need a push though, obviously. We do want to capture a point. I think we've already done a good amount of damage here. So I'm in no rush. It would be pretty funny though if I lose because my opponent just gets all the tickets. That would be pretty silly. That would be a nasty, nasty way to go. These D summons though, they should do pretty well. He's also misplaying his Lord just a smidge. That's another burning head on the Rugloods. Yeah, let's just get more pump wagons. I think I'm just gonna keep spamming pump wagons. We're going to get a oh wait, no, there's feral cold ones. Don't want to waste my magic on that. Definitely want to chuck it on the spear riders. There we go. And now I think we go for it. I have lots of archer support. We have the second line of archers with all the ammunition in the world. And I should be able to just kind of pounce on this here position. As long as we get in here properly, I'll be fine. I got lots of trolls. We got lots of pump wagons. And you know what? Let's get the mangy marauders in here. Don't know if they'll actually be able to help, but I think they should be good enough. Ooh, that's a great tormentor sword. And there's a little bit of a rampage. And I will be capturing this point just in time to not have to worry about tickets. We kind of wore down our opponent. Though I will say, the value trading ended up being a little closer than I would have hoped for. Probably because my River Troll Hag took so much damage. Turn 10 elf army, hell yeah. Oh, the lag. We should be fine though. Here come the salamanders. 40k salamanders? Nah. Eventually though. Eventually we get our hands on the sweet, sweet 40k. Pretty nasty burning head though. River Troll Hag runs for the hills yet again. But I think as soon as I get my trolls into his back line, he's pretty done for. I do feel like probably after I take my opponent into the meat grinder of arrow fire, I could probably make do. Oh my gosh, the lag, bro. But yeah, after I take them to Pound Town with the archer fire, I could probably make do with a little bit of more elite infantry to actually walk onto the points and such. But that is for later. For now, we're just gonna enjoy the madness. Enjoy the pumping. Probably ignore this big ol' stegodon little dude until I can get my archers there. And yeah, you can see the trolls. The trolls are pretty good because they'll always rally. Dependable. They run back to the ranks of the archers. It's perfect. Swamp things, okay, maybe slightly less dependable. I will say the game is definitely closer than I would hope for, but still probably decent for me. I do wonder what would have happened if my opponent decided to rush me. Obviously, they could have given up the point 2 and then gone for the mega build-up. Oh yeah, I can resummon the archers, hell yeah. But yeah, they could have gone for the full build-up. And then it would really come down to how well those gobos do. Which I am not too sure of. Oh my gosh, this river troll hag though. She routing. Routing like nobody's business. Do the Ruggles have combat stats? They actually do, okay. I might as well just send them into melee then. Alley-oop. There's the net. And I think we're almost out of Lizardmen forces. How's it going? Very well. I'm just finishing the job. How's the River Troll Hag? Pretty decent. We do have another Buna on the Cold One Riders. I will say, kind of these longer games, it's definitely good for us that... It's definitely good for us that this archer build will tend towards longer games because it does mean we get more Buna action. Yo, do these guys, how well do they do versus skinks in melee? I kind of wonder. Like, if I just charge these savage boys into the skinks, they have 39 weapon strength. 10 melee defense is abysmal. But who knows? Maybe they absolutely cook. Oh crap, the salamanders are back. The guys got the salamanders. I should be fine though. Good to see ya. Trust all is well? Yeah, things are going well. I have been blessed with more time. Life is good. Ah, hell yeah. Look at the pump wagons. I will say the pump wagons will do a lot. If they ever do just full infantry rush me. I think they have extremely high potential. Ah, hell yeah, dude. Look at that cleanup. The archers, though, I don't know. Archers are definitely good, but they're not the best at dealing with all the chaff spam. So in a build like this, it was actually a little bit sus. At this point, though, he's pretty done for. But yeah, I do wonder, like, a proper chaffy build. What do I got to deal with? A little bit of a scary burning head, by the way. That one actually very nearly connected. What is this? Just a salamander hunting pack. We got the flappers in here. Looks like they will actually retake the point. It's time to test out the power of the melee archers. But is there more cav? No, just some feral cold ones. Nothing too bad. Alright. Arrow boys, get in there. I do kind of wish greenskin archers were a little more fighty. But I did hear they can sometimes kill Furies if they get the charge. Which is obviously not the greatest of situations, but the fact that they can at least tussle is a good sign. Dude, these guys have not... Oh, no. Oh, no, these are the resummon guys. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Finally, a DACA build. Yo, I can't wait to replicate this in 40k. Now, that would be hype. Funnily enough, though, I'm down trading. That's probably because the game doesn't track archer fire super well. And also some spell casting is not super well tracked. Obviously, we have the much bigger army. Oh my god, the Wog. Dude, if this Gork and Mork, why is the Wog only trigger when you're in melee? Surely there's a Daka Wog. What a ripoff. Gorilla with the bow is a perfect organism. If only the lizards. If only the lizards mastered the technology of infinity Daka. But nah, blowed pipes for days for them. Anyways, great game. Pretty fun. River Troll Hag got 2,000 value basically. So the Bunas were absolutely worth it. You love to see. Oh, dude, I hate that I have to re-enable melee attack for the pump wagons. Ugh. It was worth. It was worth, I swear. Can she dodge? Dodge it, lady. Dodge it. All right, she's fine. Huzzah. Good stuff. Now, honestly, I think this Lizardmen Mantide was actually one of the more difficult builds for this build to deal with. If I go up against Chaos, I think we could totally annihilate him. I think that's absolutely within the realms of possibility because you just have so many range units. If they go for a fairly like elite build, what are they done for? They super done for. Jeez. Nice. Now that one did go for what, 23 minutes? Longer than my usual game because that one was just a little bit more slow paced. Archer value, pretty decent. The guys in the front obviously got way more value because they could shoot all game. Rugloods though, 1,400. I think, man, dude, Rugloods is such a crazy unit. Are you kidding me? They can do that? Yeah, it's pretty spice. Woo, 1,300 on this one though. 1,000 on that one. Okay, never mind. Yeah, no, they did great. River Troll Hag got 2,700, which is absurd. That's more than Archaon. Archaon's the ultimate benchmark. And yeah, ignoring the solar engine was a good idea. It barely got any value. These Cold One Riders got 0. Actually 0 value. They were being bullied. Though the Salamanders, despite the Buna, still actually fared pretty well. So, gotta be a little careful. Hey, even the Caster got pretty decent value towards the end. 2,700, not bad with just Burning Head. Probably got a good banishment too, I imagine. How'd the Trolls do? Pretty good. Pump Wagons are amazing. I think facing like an infantry heavy push with this build, the Pump Wagons will just auto win it for you. Green is best. But yeah, how is the Archer melee stat line? Obviously, the melee defense sucks. 23 melee attack's really low. They have a charge bonus of 10. That only gets some... yeah, that doesn't get them super high. The thing is, though, technically, on impact, their charges will do 44 weapon strength. That's enough to take out half of the HP of most infantry. If they hit. Which will have like a 35% chance to hit. So it's... all to say, it's really questionable. Real questionable if it works or not. And we're up against Adler. Alright, nice. We's up against the Adler. Yo, yo. And it's going to be Road to Talabheim. I might just go the same build. Adler is a stronger player. They're playing Vampire Ghost. Oh, boy. Alright, I'm probably gonna have to change a couple things. Specifically the trolls. The trolls, they definitely gotta be changed up a little bit. Vampire Coast is a very different beast. It's usually what people do against them is Savage Orcs. Against the Crabos, we're actually totally fine. Crabos are definitely a non-issue. Do I want the River Troll Hag? I guess. I guess I can use it versus depth guard. They do very much so hate the Bunes. Ooh, yeah, I can do a mass archer charge with the Wog. Does that work? I don't know. I wonder if we'll see a Crabbo build. I almost want to run the Trolls, but man, their leadership is garbage. The Mega Garbo. In theory, though, archers are good versus Vampire Coast, at least. So I think we'll be able to pull off some fun shenanigans regardless. One last question though. What is my support squad? What is the best at supporting all these archers versus coast? Because we're going to have a massive line of zombies. Yo, Mangler Squigs. Dude, Mangler Squigs got nerfed so hard. CA does not know how to do exploding units. Or if they do, it's, they don't know how to get them into the sweet spot. They're either too good or too bad. Do I want fanatics? I could just spam normal orc boys. Orc boys are pretty hype. Right? Yeah, orc boys are pretty hype. Just a bunch of HP and some good stats. Although apparently the Nurgle Marauders beat them, which is still insane to me, but that's how it would be. I could also get the Black Orcs. They have the same capture weight as 1.5 zombies. So about 400 gold. So I guess that's not super value. Can you take the big guns? Are Night Goblins more expensive than Orc Boys or Savage Orcs? Night Goblins are pretty cheap. They only cost 400. But 44 leadership is so abysmal. And they don't have the choppas. They don't have the damage that normal Orc Boys have. Anyways, if I'm taking Savage Orcs, I probably don't want Orc Boys, because if they rout, they'll lower the leadership of the Savage Orcs. Which is not ideal. I think I just need enough to deal with, like, some Vampire Coast doggos. And Moringles, right? Yeah, you definitely want a little bit to deal with Moringles. And I think I have just the unit to do that. Yeah. Ah, yeah. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. Almost a perfect spend. But not quite, sadly. But yeah, Vampire Coast is basically all zombies, Moringles, and crabs. Zombies, Moringles, and crabs. You have your answers to that, you're set for life. Yeah, Siren spam can be a little annoying. Ghost. Mass ghosties. Though, I do kind of wonder how it actually works out. If my opponent goes for the mass ghosts, am I screwed or am I actually totally fine? I might be totally fine. Ah, hell yeah. But yeah, if I see mass ghosts, like you can kind of just, you can kill them with shooting, right? Because they got no armor. At least that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Let's see here. All right, so we got our ultra wide line of boys. Layers and layers of fire. Ready? Good luck, have fun. I got my spiders, spooters. The plan is simple. Oh yeah, this does increase melee attack. So I can actually, yeah, I can save the Wog for when it's needed. Interesting. So we got some deck gunners. Deck gunners are actually very annoying here, but it does mean that the army's rather small. And maybe we can take advantage of that. Because if you look at this, yeah, it's just, what, some zombie pirate gunnery mob. It's honestly nothing too crazy. But I'm probably going to have to push and overwhelm the ranged core if I want to win this. So I'm just gonna mostly ignore the points for now. And what I think we're going to do is go for... yeah, just kind of like a chunky savage orc front line. Yeah, because I can't really flank this. So this should be pretty good. Alright, now where are those deck gunners? Where are they holding up? I kind of want them to advance into my position. But it's very likely we're going to have to fight here regardless. We're going to take some pot shots at my lord. Yes, indeed. Yes, sir. He's too fast, though. So he'll be okay. We got a Silostra, too. Obviously, ghost summons are very annoying. A little bit of a tide call over on my face. But I think if I just go for it, it's not too bad. So here goes the play. I have Buna. We do have a Buna for these Shade Wraith Gunners. I suspect that will go very well. And then I just want my anti-dog control. And the goal here is to just delete the Shade Wraith Gunners. I can also Fermented Fungi these dudes. Gonna see a little bit of a focus fire potentially on my boys. But this is gonna get them into a real awkward situation. The Shade Wraith Gunners. Just kind of having them slow march towards me. There's the Cav summon. But the idea is we have too many archers. Too many archers. And my opponent cannot kill them all. Now I just gotta ignore the Crabos. Buna has cooked thoroughly. Love that. It looks like that's actually gonna finish the job. Dang. Kind of crazy. Whoop. There we go. Very nice. Now we're just gonna pull these guys back. Little ghosty knights. That's Silostra's real only play here. So if we can defend against that and kind of just play keep away for a bit, I should be fine. I do have the triple cap too. And now we're gonna see the doggos coming. Doggos you gotta be a little careful about. These guys are almost out of the picture. We're just gonna countercharge the dogs. Okay. River Troll Hag got routed, but that's okay. And I think what I want now is just, yeah, more boys. Savage Orc should be good here. Let's slow down the Moringles. No, out of range. Slow down the doggos. All right. So the plan is kind of do a retreating trade kind of strat. Where if I pull away from this kind of mass push coming in on me, I should be able to escape and find victory. Though I will say my Lord's getting a little low. Maybe just a smidge. Okay, I got the Wog. That's gonna help me out. And we're just gonna try and trip my opponent a little bit. Lord will be fine, I'm sure of it. River Troll Hag, maybe less so. Maybe just a wee bit less. Oh my god, dude, this... Okay, this pocket's actually becoming real bad. I don't like where this pocket's going. That part's looking a little bad. Lord, though, should be able to escape. And the River Troll Hag does come back. Okay, alright, we're good. Look at this. Yeah, I just need to, yeah, the dogs can't chase them all down. That's the goal. Alright, alright. Here we go, and I finally got the Savage Boys here. We got a few archers over yonder. We're gonna catch out some of the deck gunners. We're gonna Buna the other deck gunners. And just get them out of the picture entirely. Get them out of here. Let the boys rally. Vampire Coast hates it when that happens. There we go. Alright, attaboy. Now they do have 2 capture points though, so clock is ticking. Value trading, obviously not going well for us. Dude, those dogs are actually real problematic, I'm not gonna lie. But we got these guys. We got the cav underway. Fortunately, I let them get clipped by the... Whoop. By the guys over there. Lord's gonna have to juke against some pistol mobs. Okay, he'll be fine. Whoop. River Troll Hag's gotta run. Juke it! Juke it, son! Alright, he'll be fine. Alright, and then I just gotta rally and stabilize my forces here. Very simple. Very simple, very straightforward. Thank goodness my little core stayed alive there. We got some more cav underway. I would say this is still a terrible position, but not the end of the world. I think it is at least maybe playable. Maybe playable if you squint super hard. Oh man, maybe I should have just pump wagon maxed it. I think the pump wagons might have been able to get through his lines a bit better. Oh, alright, at least we're gonna restore this little pocket over here. Okay, and he's summoning in bats, which is, in theory, pretty good for me. I'm seeing lots of crumbling fools. Lord is going to survive. Very nice. Okay, alright, it's all about stabilizing then. So these guys obviously give a lot of leadership. If he goes in with the bats, that would be crazy. He would definitely lose most everything if he did that. Morngul's causing terror is obviously a little nasty for me. But so far it seems like, yeah. We kind of re-secured our position. He's gonna lose the bats. And with the map kind of opening up, it's gonna become a pump wagon extravaganza soon. Just lost a bunch of Morangulls, just lost a bunch of Zombos over there. Not too bad. Alright, it's pumping time. We got a counter punch. I don't know if these arrow boys can kill these guys in melee, but they're gonna do their best. Oh, those are Morangulls. Alright, here we go. Pump wagon time. I think this entire game, it hinges on their ability to cook here. I definitely have to recapture a lot of points. Oh my god, dude, the Morangulls. Oh, the Morangulls are cooking them. Okay, they can't be everywhere at once, though. He also summoned in more Shade Wraith Gunners, which is a good and bad thing. Maybe they do great. Maybe they get absolutely shut down. If they get absolutely shut down, life is good. I think I need more melee. I think I need more pump wagons. Okay, it's a pretty good cav charge at least. Here we go. Then we're going to get all our archers on them. Morngulls have 16 entities. What a ripoff. Okay, the arrow boys did not cook. But over here, we are going to get into the cookie jar. Very nice. Unfortunately, I have nothing to Buna. I'm gonna have to Buna the Rotting Prometheans. Not the best of situations. Whoop. Okay, I am going to get in there with the pump wagons though. Unfortunately, they did get kind of blasted. Come on, hold, darn it. Oh, they got terror-routed by the ghost. What a ripoff. No. Ah, dang it. I got one last wog in me. But yeah, I think, okay, maybe against undead. Maybe against undead, the range maxing doesn't go well. Although, maybe I should have gone for artillery. That's actually something I did not consider. But yeah, unfortunately, they got routed off a little too easy. GG, well played. But it does definitely open up possibilities for artillery if I face them again. I will actually check. Did he have cannons? No cannons. Okay, so if I actually went for like a bunch of rock lobbers, I might have been able to get it done. Unfortunately for my archers though. Oh, terrible value. Absolutely terrible value. River Troll Hag was not bad though. I kind of like that. All right, GG. Yeah, I think this would still do really well against like melee factions. I just need to adapt a wee bit. When adding a few wolf rider, spider riders help for early cap and stop stuff like dogs. They don't really uptrade versus dogs, unfortunately. But yeah, alright. All caught up. Redefining the meta again. Yeah, I almost want to try Mass Guns Coast, which I think would be really good on some big flat maps. But this seemed a lot more fun. Now, if I wanted to adapt this build, so obviously the Shade Wraith Gunners are the big scaries, right? The best way to deal with the Shade Wraith Gunners, probably a mix of artillery and magic. I could use like some Gaze of Mork shenanigans. Like Night Goblin, Shaman, Vindictive, Glare spam. In fact, this ability does a lot of deeps. Not very armor piercing though, but that could be nice. What about Black Orc build? Not really the theme of today. Not uptrading into dogs is kind of sad. They are more expensive, the Scurvy dogs. Spider Riders will do well if they are countercharging the dogs, but you're obviously dealing with a lot of leadership issues. And I'm getting messages. What is this? Weird. Apparently there was a message, but I did not see it. Alright. But yeah, what I'm thinking of. If you really want to get some refining going. Oh dang, the 550. Alright. Yeah. Look at this. You could also take the bolt throwers. Or are they 320 range versus the Vampire Coast? Oh yeah, dogs are 475 now. Let's see, Vampire Coast. These guys are 245. So I actually, if I went artillery, I could have won that game. Kind of silly though, because if your opponent goes for mass infantry, I don't know if you'd be able to clear them out in time, but maybe. I think especially the rock lobbers, you can get a lot of work done with them. At 550, they're actually really cheap. The temptation is high. Much to experiment. More DACA. It's the solution to all. Yeah, artillery would have been super duper scary. I haven't seen deck gunners in so long that I admittedly forgot about them, but I'm ready for the next match. Next time we face. My MMR is doing okay, it's doing not bad. If I win the next 2 games, we're good. If I win the next 3 games, we're guaranteed to make it. And what we have like about an hour. Perfect. Perfect. You know, I also want to try some mass bolt thrower builds. These were buffed extraordinarily hard a little while back, because they have 8 entities now. In fact, they would also do well versus the Crabos. Obviously, a single Silastra Cav summon could ruin me. I still have to deal with that. Maybe with the Buna, though. I think completely negating Silastra's ability with Buna is not the worst. Especially since I have other ways to deal with the deck gunners. You can't win on points or value if your orcs can't count. Can orcs count? Somebody get lore master. Yeah, ROR deck gunners are really good, but the bolt throwers do outrange them. So I think that's like a very easy solution. Bolt throwers were always pretty good versus deck gunners. The only downside is these are gobbo bolt throwers, so they're probably not nearly as accurate. Also, dang, this is like the longest wait I've had in a while. Come on. Where are the opponents at? Ah, hell yeah, there we go. Daceberg. Face me, good sir. Face me. Okay. We gotta lock in. No more losses. We're on Bleak Spire. A decent map. And they are playing Empire. Okay. I have a plan. I have a plan. Actually, oh my gosh, wait, no, this is actually insanely good. This is actually kind of crazy. Wait, if I'm up against Empire, then the worst they can have. This should be insane. Should be a crazy build. Okay, alright, let's try this. This is one thing that Empire is always very bad at. We will use that to our advantage to stay. Unfortunately, map's kind of bad for trolls. I don't think I can lean super hard into that. But the rest of the build should actually be able to cook pretty hard. In fact, what if I go full insanity? Wait, what if I do this? Okay, maybe not that full insanity, but we're close. I can happily say that we have some pretty crazy stuff going on right now. If I was an Empire player... Oh my gosh, wait, just a darn second. Yeah, if I was an Empire player, I would be a little wary of this. Let's see here. Oh boy. Okay, this has high potential. This has high potential to either be ultra garbage or the best thing you've ever seen, guys. If I win this, I expect a great celebration across the board. Okay, gonna need some actual good stuff here. Though I definitely want to take one of these. Oh my gosh. I actually really don't know how this is going to turn out. It could be amazing. I'll settle for the potential. Like, I'm thinking about the possible things you can do as Empire. There's a lot of ways that this doesn't go well for Empire. In fact, there's a lot of ways that this goes absolutely awful for Empire. This is actually Mork Maxon. The cunning is through the roof right now. What if they go war wagons? Oh man, I've thought about war wagons. Not a singular problem. Yeah. Usually when you join a lobby, it usually defaults to Britonia. Is there a world that a rogue idol fits into a build? Yeah. Also, hey, Brain Bung, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Sorry I missed that earlier. But yeah, dude, rogue idol's so garbage. I don't know if rogue idol even does well if it does get to see melee. Because people don't use it against vampire counts, which is a very bad sign. I think most big monsters kind of suffer. Britonia mentioned. We've summoned Pope Patty. Spin in a circle 3 times and say Bretonia. By the closest relic. By the closest grail or grail adjacent object you can find. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. But today's a fun day. Let me have fun. Alright, here we go. Here we go. The great thing about this is it might actually work. Okay, so obviously this is kind of insane, right? No one in their right mind takes this much artillery usually. But there is a great weakness of the Empire, people. And that is the fact that they are absolutely, positively atrocious at rushing. The Empire rush stinks, man. It's so bad. And what better way to abuse it than to go artillery maxing. Ready, good luck, have fun. Now, if he cav maxes me, I can get some big guns. Alternatively, these things actually do a lot of damage to demogryphs. What is this? It's brilliant. It's brilliance, that's what it is. Alright, I just have to pray that whatever rush they pull, we don't get screwed. Now, if they get into this forest line, that would be very bad, but I can always summon some big guns in there. We have my cavalry countercharges underway. Mork would be proud. I'll tell you guys right now, this is obviously a super skew army. But the Empire sucks at attacking. The Empire is just awful at attacking. My opponent is also nowhere to be seen. It's a land ship. Fire away! Ouch, ouch. A little bit of deeps there. Gonna have to back it up. It's a land ship steam tank wombo combo? Okay. Well, Volkmar is already taking a bit of damage from the Doom Diving. Doom Diver's hurt, man. I think he wanted to kite me. I think the guy wanted to kite me, so... What do you do? What do you do against such hatred? There goes Volkmar. There goes Volky, he's dancing around. Steam Tank can't possibly kill all of this, though. And I think I'm just gonna get one of these guys to help capture points. Okay, here's the real question though. Do the steam tanks actually do they do anything here? It can snipe off some artillery pieces, that's true. It does have a level of missile reflect. Oh my gosh, the dodging. Oh man, hey, there's Demogryph Knights, that's pretty fun. But will it be enough? Does Gaze of Mork do damage to Demi Knights? This is gonna be a wild game, isn't it? It's gonna be kind of a wild match. But yeah, we got all of our artillery firing away. I got capture point number 1 down. And now I gotta figure out what to do with my life. So, oh wait a second. Dude, these Demi Knights. Oh no, those are Zintler's Reichsguard. Not Demi Knights. Okay, there we go. So we did get a little bit of a cap point. Hell yeah. So we're just hammering this location. Technically, value is pretty good for me. Very good. And then I think we just start pulling in the cav. I think we just start pulling in the cav. Obviously, we're gonna need to capture some points. The trading though is good. It's there's a certain limit where it just becomes extraordinarily difficult to dodge with everything. I think we're really pushing our opponent here. Dude, yeah, what's he gonna do? He has a kite build. Now, Volkmar actually did heal up a decent amount. Kind of terrifying how quickly he can do that. But you can't heal everything, good sir. Rock lobbers away. We've already bullied these spear guys pretty hard. Love to see it. Okay. And then we're going to have a steam tankerino. Okay. Nice. Nice. And now I can start spamming some big guns. But yeah, steam tank shouldn't be too bad. Spearmen are definitely super chumpy. Don't really have to worry about them at all. We're just gonna rear charge them actually. We're gonna grab these guys. Yeah, just hard target over there. Volkmar is not a big issue. In fact, if I'm lucky here, I can actually net them down potentially and get a lot of work done. With some archers. Doesn't Volkmar have like pretty good missile resist? Oh, 40%. Whoops-a-daisies. Gotta be a little wary of that, but overall, I'd say things are good. I already have a 2,000 gold value lead, which is actually kind of absurd. Steam Tank's taking a lot of damage. I think he has a regrowth wizard. I think that's how Volkmar healed, by the way. But yeah, as long as I can capture a couple of these points, he's pretty done for. See, the rock lobbers are just an absolute menace. And like, what's he gonna do? Rush me down with spears, right? That's a silly idea. A silly idea for the pink skins. Still taking a little bit of damage though on the Wurzag, but I think he'll be okay. And then we're gonna headbutt him. I cast headbutt. Oh man, meme made reality. Unfortunately, I think I misplaced it slightly, but I think we should be good. There's really not a lot he can do to push into this position. Oh boy, here we go. And then I just charge in over here. There's the Vizard. Not a problem though. And then I can just, yeah, start following that steam tank over there. Gotta back it up just a little bit. He does have a double cap on me and has had it for a little while. A little unfortunate, but not too bad. They've also managed to squeeze some guys in. He wants to tussle. But I don't know if that'll actually go well. Because I got big guns. We got big guns. We got some boar cav over here. Not a problem in the slightest. I'm going to headbutt him. There we go. Nice. Oh, how the bolt thrower is doing? Pretty good. Honestly, the Empire cavalry really don't like this. Very nice. And then obviously our cavalry is better than Empire cavalry. That is just how the greenskins be. Very fighty indeed. Okay, there we go. And we've secured a second point. Very nice. Now, obviously, the steam tank is still doing good, and he's made a lot of value off of healing, but I do have a 5,000 gold lead now. Pretty absurd. Pretty absurd, I'd say. He's gonna... Wow, that's a really cheap unit, man. To cast such magics is to respect them a great deal. I'll take it. Let's see. Yeah, let's just hammer those Demogryph Knights into oblivion real quick. I think that'll do real well. Very nice. And as long as I keep spamming big guns, I think he's, yeah, pretty done for. Oh my gosh, dude. Demi Knights do not like that in the slightest. Volkmar is actually heal capped now, which is super rough. And, okay, he's going to try and heal them up. Will it be enough? Look at the poor Demi Knights just being dragged through the mud. They're doing their bestest. They got the regrowth. I don't think they're going to get through, though. Eh, a little bit. They're going to get on the bolt throwers. So I'll probably have to bring in the spare cavalry. Volkmar is definitely going to go down, though. Weirdly enough, I just have to capture the points, which is not impossible. Actually, I already have a 1 cap here, so it's probably fine. Oh my gosh, that's wild. He actually brought in a grenade launcher against this madness? Okay. Okay, now I do have to be a little careful, and we'll have to secure these points rather quickly. I think it should be doable. We got our Doom Divers all over him. I'm gonna Wog to kill off the Volkmar. That'll also kill off the rest of the cav here. And then I just gotta do some housekeeping. Now, he will be able to secure this point, though, which is mildly sus. But I believe the loss of Volkmar, I believe that's going to put him in a tough enough position for us to get a victory. Especially because I have Orc Boy spam to steal back points. I have a whack load of cav here. Outriders indeed got absolutely mulched. Oh, the Demi Knights are actually back, though. Interesting. I will say this is actually mildly scary. Must not let the overconfidence get to us. I should be able to get on that point, though, very soon. We're gonna net these guys down so that they cannot countercharge. Okay, and I think we just start desummoning, right? Just mass desummons. Keep a little bit of artillery for kind of this late game situation. And then just steal the points. I have a solid few minutes. It's really just this big fat Luminarch that I gotta deal with. Not the end of the world, as I have some cavalry over here. And I typically like to capture 1 point at a time. But because I have so many... dudes here. Oh my gosh. The Bolt Thrower is back. But yeah. I have so many guys. And we actually have a decent pace that we gotta hit. I want to try and overwhelm my opponent so that he can't stall all the points at the same time. That's the hope anyways. So I should be able to rout off those Outriders and get the first point. Then we're going to start pushing for the next one. Warzag should be able to survive. Let's get rid of the Rugloods. It's actually a little sketchy. What do I want? Okay, there we go. 1 point is secured. Come on. Okay, I have 1 point secure. That's good. I will have this next point secured very soon. And then I just need the high ground. That's doable. I just gotta pull the boys. Just gotta pull the boys is all. Get on that bad boy. The wizard is being bullied. Over here. This one's definitely going to be secured. And then I'll have a good, like, few minutes. That's not a terrible time. Hopefully this tree doesn't screw me. Okay, there we go. Gonna desummon this. Get another rock lobber for good measure. Okay, with Wurzag getting there, I think we'll be okay. A couple Outriders are not a big deal. I did manage to secure this one. That's very good. Unfortunately, I have, like, nothing to summon back in. But hey, we did get him. Wizard down, baby. All right, nice. And then the mass artillery should just make it super hard for any of his guys on the approach. So I think that'll be okay. Big guns versus the knights. Perfect situation for us. Look at how tired that steam tank is. I'm tired, boss. Oh, hell yeah. All right, there we go. And then the bolt thrower will just park over here. All right, all I gotta do is make sure he doesn't resecure any points, and I'm good. I think we just chuck a Rugloods over here. We gotta play a little fast though, but I think it can be done. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Imagine Volkmar explaining the loss. That's why he died so early. He couldn't bear to bring the news back to France. So, I don't know, man. There's just so many rocks. It's just an infinite tide of rocks. Oh my gosh, look at the land ship. Land ship has to be running low on ammunition at this point, though, that's for sure. Alright, and finally I can start getting some melee dudes back. There's obviously the big final push on this point is what my opponent's going for here. Got the melee artillery piece with the mighty 1 capture weight. Dude, I hate that so much. The fact that if you actually manage to bring your artillery all the way all the way to the middle of the map. It only has one capture weight. How are you supposed to assert dominance? Oh, dang, that steam tank's still alive, though. It's kind of scary. I do have more cavalry on the way, so I'm not too worried, but slightly worried I am indeed. I gotta keep de-summoning the boys. I think steam tank is almost down, though. Okay. Artillery pieces doing pretty good versus the knights. Oh, crap. He's gonna get it, though. He's gonna get it. Oh, God. And all I have is more artillery. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, boy. I have 2 minutes to retake it. No, not like this, man. Is he body blocking the steam tank with the land ship? Oh, not like this. Come on. Come on, get in there, boys. Come on. I got all hands on deck trying to finish off the steam tank. Oh, crap. I don't think I can do this in 2 minutes. What the crap? No, bro. Bro, the Wurzag. I was de-summoning and stuff, too. Ah, crap. I think he got us. No, bro. Oh, bro, come on. What do you mean? Oh, I finally get the kill, but that's wild. Ah, crap. I think I think having no summons kind of screwed me. Oh, no. Gork is going to be mad about this. I think Mork is gonna be mad about this this L. GG, well played. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. The artillery max lost. What a ripoff. I did get a little comfortable, but I actually don't know what I could have done to get that point secured. Steam tank did not die. I needed like the Doom Divers to just hard focus it. Dang. Yo, yeah, the 6k value lead. Holy moly. All right, I'm up against Opal Bear Black. Ah, crud. All right, gonna have to kick ya. Nothing against you. I just need to get my next matchup. Dang, man. All right, I'm gonna need to rapid fire some wins. Crap. Okay, we're on Decrepit Moor. Crap, I'm gonna need some fast wins. I'm gonna need some fast wins, guys. I might need to switch it up. I might need to go, like, some quick rush maxing. Gaze the steam tank. It has, like, no AP, though. Does it get blocked? It doesn't get blocked by shields. It just missile resists, so it actually wouldn't be the worst. Gobbo spam. The I know the troll spam is super popular nowadays. But yeah, I think I just need to face rush my opponent a few times and then hopefully get the wins. What, I have 35 minutes to get 3 wins. The issue is not enough rocks. And you know, I was thinking of getting 4 Doom Divers. That was the real issue. If I had 4 Doom Divers, his SCs would have died so hard. Dang. Dang, though, man. Ugh. It's like the Batonian, the Call of the Trebuchet. Yo, Opal Bear, where you at, man? Where you at? I gotta get my wins in. I still technically have a chance of making it if I play real fast. Patonia mentioned. Oh my gosh, Bo Patty. Alright, Opal Bear is nowhere to be seen. What a ripoff. What a rip. Oh, I forgot to check the value. Forgot to check the value on these boys. Honestly, I kind of like the idea of just having like a bunch of artillery just to value trade, especially the rock lobbers. The SC, you know, ship steam tank maxing was kind of scary though. Honestly, I could have won it if I had like a single fighty dude, like a Black Orc big boss. Then he could have just stuck to the tank. All right. They're playing high elves. Let's go. Okay. So I'm still going to get a little bit arranged to honor it. But my faith is shaken slightly. Although, what if I do this? Or what if we just have a bit of fun? Okay, this one's a bit of a different style, but potentially could actually be insane. So yeah, I would take this and this. We're up against high elves? Okay. Alright. I could see this cooking. The temptation, it calls again, guys. I do kind of wonder, though, what high elves is supposed to do versus this. I guess it can just capture all the points again. But they're not nearly as point savvy as the Empire. I feel like this is almost there. It's definitely close. Opal Bear will be here in a second, by the by. The memes are very high with this one, let me tell you. The memes are extreme. And I kind of love that. Yeah, it's good. Now, I should have a reserve SE though, right? Reserve like Black Orc Big Boss or something. There's anyone that can fight. Either that or a bunch of trolls. A bunch of trolls is not a terrible idea. Against high elf, stone trolls are also very, very good, mind you. Yeah, I kind of like where this is going. Okay. And then like what? One of these guys? No. Definitely one of these dudes. Okay. I'm ready. Do greenskins get backstabber? Nasty skulkers have backstabber. At least they have something like it. It's called opportunist murderer. Plus 10 melee attack, plus 40% AP if they are attacking the rear or flank of a unit. It's pretty wild. Squigs is the answer. Picking up on the Twitch convo, it's always a hero stack. Hero stacks are too OP. What's going on in Twitch? Is this like campaign or like, are we talking multiplayer? A snotling bump tank. Once 40k comes out, we'll have it. Ah, yeah, it is campaign. If you have an infinite amount of money, like in campaign, what is the best nation and army composition? All factions can hero stack, and they are always the best because single entities are really good at trading super efficiently, but they do it super slowly. In campaign, it doesn't matter how long the battle takes. So you just take a bunch of them, you equip a ton of items. If you have infinite money, you can build all the infrastructure to get that done. And then, yeah, then you're indestructible. You can even mix in some items that give like spell resist and an aura so that they can't even final transmutation you. And then you basically have an indestructible little blob of dudes. I'm trying to think of like what could potentially be a fully geared up single entity stack, and not much. Not much at all. Especially because you can get some spellcaster stacking to get infinity winds of magic. It's crazy. Oh, you meant Gore does? Yeah, Gore does is in here. You mentioned you need a fighty guy. I wish Gore does was a fighty guy. Unfortunately, Gore does is kind of just Oh wait, no. Is Gore does the spider rider dude? Anyways. They're only okay. Sadly. Gelton is Wizard Horde. Having infinite winds of magic, like, let's say you were playing against the most terrifying army possible. Because magic is a renewable resource, you don't even run the risk of losing anything after a battle. Anyways, this is what I like to call the madness build. I'm just here to have fun, guys. I'm just here to have fun. Think about it. Ready? Good luck, have fun. Think about the plays that can be made. I have so many fanatics. I have so many fanatics, man. So they defend themselves. The loons. Now, if we see any counter archer fire, I'm a dead man. But, you know, who does that? Who takes archers as the elves? I do actually have a few things that might be able to help me out, though, realistically, but... Nice, Herald of the Wind. We have some Reavers. Okay, not too bad. Snagless a Spider Rider. Oh, wait, then which one's Gore does? Oh, they're the Chaos Dwarf hero. Oh, yeah, Greenskins doesn't they don't get Gore does. But alright, here we go. You'll notice from the get-go that, whoop. Beat him up! Beat him up! Hell yeah! Alright. Yeah! Got him! These gobos are quite maneuverable too, mind you. Truly, truly terrifying. Nobody expects the Gobblemax! And it's not Flamestorm, hell yeah! Alright. Now I'm gonna need to micro this very well. But already, our opponent is on the back foot. Did not commit with the calf push. He went Eagle Claws? What a mad lad, okay. Well, this should be pretty interesting. I should be able to get some pretty sick fanatics off. And then the troll support will be really nice. Because Goblin's routing won't hurt the trolls. That's pretty insane. We're going to have to deal with a lot of cav, though. A lot of cav. Oh, the jokes! Sick Goblin plays. Alright. But yeah, I think this entire match hinges on these trolls just absolutely killing it. Otherwise, I'm super boned. War Lions, I can handle though. A little bit of a Buna on their faces. Should do pretty well. Alright, here we go. Oh, he's not going for it? Okay, there you go. Fanatic number 1. Very painful. Let's get the trolls over there. Let's get more trolls. Gonna charge these ones here. Gonna chuck at the fanatics in the rough direction of the enemy. Very nice. Then maybe I can rampage these Reavers into the trolls. Holy fanatic value, are you kidding me? Bro, that actually kind of cooked. Alright. Obviously having the bolt throwers here doesn't help my opponent. But holy crap. Wait, bro. Is this face kind of getting beat in? Is it just me? That's a lot of deeps. Oh my god, bro. Bro, is he actually gonna get cooked by the gobos? Let's see. Alright, well that cav unit's dead. That's good. I'm gonna have to deal with some Phoenix Guard shenanigans. I'm sure he's gonna summon some Oceanids on my face soon too. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh, this... Oh, the fanatics! Oh crap, Lord's kind of dying though. Not the Lord! Pick him back up. I don't really care about that artillery piece that much. I can live without it. Very nice, though. Okay. A little bit of a beat down on this here Phoenix Guard unit. Obviously, my opponent doesn't have the most optimal build, but I'm actually still rather surprised at how well this is going. Okay, there we go. Crap, there goes the Lordy. It's so far so decent. So far, so decent. I'm gonna get another fadeaway fanatic volley over there. Let's start spamming these boys. Chase them down. Lord will be okay. We're too fast for the Phoenix Guard. We can simply kite them. Not too bad. Not too bad. Also, the Goblins got a little bit of a buff recently, in case you guys didn't know. I think they got +1 melee weapon strength. It's very mild, very lackluster. Oh crap, he can silence my fanatics. They can't take their shrooms. That's kind of funny. I don't think that really makes a big difference though. I should be fine. As you can see over here, the bolt throwers are now getting bullied. Gotta make sure the Lord doesn't rout by giving him some charge commands. Oh my gosh, dude, the silence to counter the fanatics? What is this? Ah, crap, Lord did rout, unfortunately. I think he might have gotten clipped by the thingamajig, but I think we done it. I think we done did it. Fanatic spam. Fanatics are a range unit. I think no one can contest me on that. Fanatics are absolutely a range unit. I say it counts. Good stuff. Oh boy, this is dumb. Hey, and the Lord's back. Nice. Yeah, high elves. They got handed in the archery game for once. Well, that's because you went Phoenix Guard though, right? Ah, hell yeah. Did these guys rally? Does my Lord actually have that little balance of power? I swear if he dies here, that would be embarrassing. And he might. I'm gonna need to rampage these kitty cats off his back. The shenanigans to keep this guy alive are immense. We is better than them. Alright, there we go. And then I'll save him with some cavalry. Run, little dude, run! You have Strider? He doesn't have Strider, but neither does the Cab, so we'll be okay. There we go. River Troll Hag getting on in. Run! Run, you little dude! No, he's shattered. What a guy! Alright, I'll have to bring him back later. It's okay though. I can return counterpunch their Lord. Reverse. Pretty garbage cab. You see, they don't even do damage to my mighty goblins. What's the stats on these guys? Atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. But at least they have arrows. Oh, come on. Please charge these guys. Please charge them. I want to get the fanatic volley so bad. The silence. It's too good. Insane plays for my opponent. Yeah, F the Gobble War Boss. He served well. It was not enough. I can't believe it though. We're actually getting countered with the silence. War Boss is gonna be routing soon too. It's not too pretty, but at the end of the day, my opponent just doesn't really have much left. Committed too early. And also brought bolt throwers. Probably because he was expecting a rush. We're gonna see another unit of Oceanids, but I can just wait them out. Not a problem. And then Trolls versus Rangers is a match made in heaven. Very nice. Just gotta keep the leadership up. Lord will be back soon enough. Watch him come back though. It's never impossible. It's never impossible for your opponent to make a wild comeback. Oh, hell yeah, these guys have fanatics. Charge me, I dare you. I got the crazy dudes. Oh, the pain. All right, that's pretty worth. And there's the Lord back. Hell yeah. All right, and that's gonna be more charges of thing for me. He's trying to attack these goblins while staying on the point by going line formation. That's kind of jokes. Actually pretty sick play. Let's see here, but yeah, he's definitely getting army wiped though. There's like nothing left, bro. You ain't got nothing. GG. Aw, yeah. GG. Good stuff. Very good stuff. Okay, nice. That's gonna make us 2-2. If I can go 4-2, we have a chance of making it. So I just have to win this next one very quickly. Hey, we got Rogue AI next. The goblins, not bad actually. The fanatics were hilarious. Both throwers were terrible. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it worked. Can't believe it worked. The meta has not shifted again. Yo, fanatic maxing? That's pretty Morky. I can feel the Mork coursing through my veins. Didn't have a single orc boy in this entire army. Next opponent, though, is Big H. I need to beat them in 15 minutes. I'm greenskins. So they're going to get to counterpick me. And it's going to be on Dunes of Cain. Okay. Okay, I think we have a shot. We have a shot. I just got to win the next 2 matches. My MMR is 1,000 right now, though. So even if I do win the next 2, it's gonna be a little sketchy. I would need to beat someone much higher ranked than myself to make this work. But alright, Rogue AI, what are you gonna do? If they saw what just went down, surely they are terrified. Yo, what if I just fanatic max it, though? Fanatic maxing is a pretty fun strat. It is a strat I have tried before. Slanesh, Chaos Dwarves, and Norska. I'll play versus... Do I want to play versus Norska with the Dreadmaw? Play versus Chaos Dwarves. Grudge match it up. Chaos Dwarves, the only thing you have to worry about are Kadai, some artillery, maybe a Mantide, but greenskins don't really have to worry about that. Nothing too crazy. Now, I'm not going to lose to the SE maxing this time. At least I plan to fare a bit better. So it should be pretty fun. We just go to Sneaky Git Squad. Now I have to find a match really quickly though after winning this in less than 15 minutes. So we'll see. We'll see. Ooh, you know, a giant could be sick here to kill a Kadai. Kadai can avoid the giant though. It's probably not a good idea. The Doom Diver catapults? What if I Doom Diver catapult the Kadai to death? Maybe. So far so good. This build looks really dumb, which is exactly what we're looking for. They're gonna have some mobility too, some hobgoblins. We don't fear the hobgoblins here because we have fanatics for days. I just need like a little bit more oomph. I just need a smidge more oomph. What's like a perfect finishing piece for this build? 1 black orc for the grudge match. Yes. A singular black orc to get vengeance for the greenskins. Okay, let's do it. Let's go. Night Shroud. Night Shroud plus double giant. Surprise! Giants out of nowhere. Oh, bro, my MMR though. My MMR is so low. There's a chance, though. There's a chance that the people in the top 4 play some games and they end up knocking each other out. Adlering's crushing it, though, with Vampire Coast. Vampire Coast is just super strong. Attack Speed Enjoyer is playing High Elves. Okay. What's with... Attack Speed Enjoyer and Opal Bear put High Elves as HL. Why? Why HL? High Lothern. Is it so that it doesn't look like I'm playing he? Which does look confusing sometimes, but I don't know if HL makes it much better. It's an RTK thing. These guys. High Elves. Why though? Why not HE? Elves. I would accept that. I would accept Ellie. A correct wind. What's up? What's the silence from? Yeah, the silence comes from the null stone on the Mist Mage. It's a thing that they're experimenting with. Silence works because a fanatic can't decently rush out without screaming. I would not be surprised if they made that lore accurate. Oh boy, here we go. The rush. The rush to make it to top 4. I think we barely won't make it, but it'll be a good attempt. And we got some pretty sick memes. And here we go. Witness! I got a bit of a rush. I got a bit of a rush from the last game, I'm not gonna lie. So, I'm gonna do it again. And no one can tell me otherwise. Ready! Good luck, have fun! No one stop me! All of them have fanatics. So, in theory, they can defend themselves. Ah, yeah, here we go. Kadai will obviously be a little scary. Less scary, though, if you sunder their armor. Take a look at these dudes. Minus 30 armor. So it's going to make the Kadai just barely hurtable. Because they don't have extreme armor. And then if he goes main tide, we just chuck... how many fanatics do I have here? 30? Yeah, you just chuck 30 fanatics at his face. Now, one might question how we deal with trains. And to that, I say... oh, God. I don't think I have anything. I guess I could shoot him to death, though. That's not impossible. Alright, yes, you are the best, aren't you? Who's the best goblin? You the best goblin. Oh, crap, wrong building. Alright, there you go. We just gotta rampage these guys in. We gotta check out this fanatic. There you go. And we're gonna check out the other fanatic. This is gonna be a nice little bit of damage. Obviously, it's a very micro-taxing build. But we can make it work. Let's see here. Oh, crap. Wrong building. Okay, and we just got back up from the Kadai a little bit. I just gotta shred his boys over here to start. Now we're gonna lose a couple gobos to the initial trade to hold off the Kadai, but I think we'll be okay. I will have more fanatics very soon, and you can see the mass archer fire does actually hurt quite a bit. Chucks out a burning head, deletes a couple gobos. Thankfully he didn't get the regiment for now. There we go. Okay. And that's gonna be one Kadai biting the dust. A decent start. Oh crap, the bouncing. The bouncing burning head got to me slightly. A little painful. Still not the end of the world though. As you can see, we still have the River Troll Hag. I'm actually just gonna Buna these guys. Okay, there we go. And then I just gotta kill off the blazing beards or whatever these guys are called. So far though, so not the worst. I don't have a capture point or anything. The value trading's certainly good. Oh, he has double cast, still and cute. Alright, there you go. We can deal with armor with just raw fanatic power. That's the best part about this build. But killing off the Kadai is going to be a little while. Unfortunately, I don't have much versus them. And now he has a train. Now these guys have, I believe, decentish ITP. They'll be able to, yeah, they'll be able to stick around a little bit. Black Orcs potentially can get a lot of work done. Okay, here we go. Kadai killing begins. And the question is, what do I do versus this thing? The Demon's Tongue, eh? I see. So, yeah. It's all fun and games until the train comes out. I guess I have this thing? Alright. And some Black Orcs. Black Orcs are actually pretty decent here. Holy moly, though. Dude, the infantry melted. It's the rest that's going to be super painful. Thankfully for me, a lot of the goblins will rally. And Black Orcs are pretty hype. We'll definitely be able to get some good work done. We did kill one of these dudes. Perfect. And I do have the Doom Diver Catapult. Now, Doom Diver Catapult's pretty bad at actually clearing stuff, mind you. Is not exactly the best. Oh, crap. Just routed off that guy. Oh, what the crap? Poor little gobble guy gonna have to run for his life. Unfortunate, but still not the end of the world. Value trading will be hard to pull back though. But with the Black Orcs, maybe if I brace against the train, they'll be able to do okay. If they die though, I think we're super boned. But hope is strong. Braced for the impact. The Black Orcs fared okay. Little gobbo guy is still doing pretty well. I guess I can get another one of these. We're doing our best here. Okay, here we go. We're gonna make him extra killy. And we're gonna do this. A little bit of a slow. So that should actually secure me this point at a decent pace. A couple bull centaurs, unfortunately, are also fanatic resistant, but they're not Doom Diver resistant. I have another one. We learned from our previous mistakes. Okay, here we go. It's important to not walk forwards when you cast fanatics, by the way. They do actually outpace the gobbos slightly. It's not the prettiest thing to see ever, but it's gonna do a little bit of damage versus those bull centaurs there. Okay, I actually did like negative damage. Jeez. Hey, the Doom Diver crew's doing well though. Look at that, just hammering the position. Get him, you darn Doom Divers, get him. Let's see, what else do I need? Well, I'm not capturing this point, unfortunately. Come on, you darn Doom Divers, just kill it. Oh, no, that ain't good. Can I catch this thing, though? Wait, I might be able to catch it. That would be a huge play. Don't let it run. Don't let it run. Yes. Okay. What? The Doom Divers? They killed my own dude? Ah, crap. Okay, well, he got the net off on it. That's gonna hurt a decent amount. We're both kind of traded out. This game is definitely gonna go longer than 5 minutes, by the way. But I still have a lot of these guys. The question is whether or not the Doom Divers can actually kill the train. You can see the constant bombardment. It takes 50 Doom Divers. This is an infinite amount of Doom Divers to kill a single train, I guess. But I thankfully have that amount of firepower. And you know what? If the train has to keep hiding forever, it can't be super useful, right? Opponent still doesn't have this capture point. That's perfect. Gonna Doom Dive the Hashut's Dark Ravagers too. That'll be pretty fun. Come on, you darn artillery pieces, cook. Lord's gone though. I am but a man of just some doom divers and sadness. Oh my god, bro. Stop running into the terrain. The doom divers, what have they done? The worst homing artillery piece I've ever seen in my life. Oh, come on, man. After such a good start. Double agent doom diver, dude. He wrecked me. Okay, at least I can use some fanatics on these guys. So the train is taking a bit deeps. We're gonna chuck out the fanatics like so. You can see decent amount of damage, but they're still gonna die, sadly. Oh, come on, bro. These things are supposed to be homing. He shouldn't be able to dodge this, right? What the hitboxes is that? What in the hitboxes? He's barely dodging even. He's just walking straight. Oh my gosh, bro. All right, new plan. New plan. This guy. Get over here, you piece of crap. I'm killing this lord. No matter what. Gets burning head on the doom diver crew. That's not actually going to kill them because it was lopsided. There you go. All right. I want at least to kill off his lord here. Unfortunately, I think that's the only thing I'll be able to get. But a valiant effort it was indeed. Okay, there you go. So lord should be dying. Dude, this is 3,000 gold worth of doom diving. Why do they suck so bad? What the crap? It's been shooting all game at high priority targets and it doesn't even kill him. Come on, man. He's routing. He's not even dodging. Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah, bring back manual targeting doom divers. What is this? Why is it so bad? Oh my god, this is the worst unit I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, bro. They can't hit anything. He literally doesn't need to dodge. That's how bad this is. Come on, man. I'm gonna kill him with the gobbo archers. How much? What's the value on 400, bro? Well, I think we learned a very important lesson today, guys. Unfortunately, we learned a very important lesson. That is that Mork has forsaken us. Dude, yeah, dude, they can't hit anything. Ground targets they can do a little better against, but that was real bad. That was super bad. Dang it, man. I feel like there's almost something here. But yeah, I'll play out the game so that the tournament, so we don't have to play another match, and then we'll get to semifinals. I feel like we're almost there though. There's definitely a figuring out how the units work type situation that we must manage. Did I get the smoke bomb? Holy crap, it missed. Wow. Oh my gosh, it missed. Dark Ravager's cooking. Did the pump wagons do well here? I'm not entirely sure about that. But yeah. I think it's mostly just learning the right counters. I think we can learn the right counters, we'll be fine. Yeah, no, I don't think they can hit. I think this hill here completely ruined them. How about a wild fanatics pick? I took 10 fanatics this game. They're just all around it. GG, well played. JJ! Dang, brutal. Absolute brutality. The greenskins bonanza. Well, I could take 2 wins. We did beat Opal Bear. The fanatics were not the worst, actually. They actually did pretty good. I think it was the summits. I think it was the Doom Divers that really failed me. That was supposed to be like a golden situation for them. Brutal. Black Orcs was obviously a bad idea too when you had the train. I just didn't really have anything else to summon. I think if I did have a Black Orc... well, actually, I was thinking the Doom Divers would kill all the SCs. Should have known, since nobody really runs them. But such is life. All right, just have to deal with a couple of messages. Honestly, the train didn't get that much value just because it was all goblins. But the terror routing was obviously too much for us. Kadai kind of got wrecked though. I kind of like how that went. I would say the fanatics are definitely good versus the kind of more infantry heavy style of play. But I do have to figure out the best way to make to fight SEs. Could be an Arachnarok spider, 57 speed maybe. Get the giant going maybe. Yeah, Arwar Rock Lobber, maybe. Maybe. A solid green skinnery with not really winning day, but 40% win rate is not the end of the world. Live leaderboard, we still have Adlering playing. Sermiz, Charix, and Daceberg are the top 4 currently, but it could switch. We'll give it a second, and then we'll get into the semifinals. Shaman Lord on Spider, maybe. Oh yeah, not too bad. I think it's greenskins, I'm realizing. Just haven't played the faction too much, but I'm realizing that they really depend on having something to kill SEs. It turns out the range maxing doesn't kill SEs like other factions, because they lack the heavy AP needed and the fast missile speed to actually hit them. Let's see here. Alright, let me just message this. Alright. Okay. Actually, wait. Okie dokie. What are we looking at? Top 4. It begins. What are we looking at? It's Sirs or Miz is up there. They're playing Kislev. Okay, that's interesting. I've been seeing them a lot more recently. It's cool to see an up-and-comer. If only Mork could gaze as hard as Nagash. That would be actually really crazy. Gaze of Nagash is super Lord Snipe potential. Greenskins would love it. Especially with all the dragons and SCs that are brought against them. It's kind of funny. Yeah, it would be like insanely good for Greenskins. Charix just finished their match. Charix lost. They lost their match. Holy crap, they're out, guys. They're out. That's wild. I can't believe it. Charix got knocked out. They're gone. Isn't Vindictive Glare about that power? Is it? I think against armor, it doesn't work as well. Vindictive Glare is 27-31%. Gaze of Nagash. It's also way more punchy, but yeah, look at the AP difference, right? Vindictive Glare is specifically for the low armor dudes. Gaze of Nagash will kill anything. But also, like, it takes much longer. It's very slow chip damage. Damage-wise, though, it is quite similar. It is slightly lower, but not significantly so. It is purely the armor piercing. You're paying a lot for the AP from Gaze of Nagash, though. This Overcast is 15. Vindictive Glare is 7. Wait. Oh. Overcasting doesn't increase projectiles. You have to overcast to get this. Oh, okay, I see. Yes, he overcast Vindictive Glare. For a normal cast, so that's 90, 80, 72. It's technically more AP than Gaze of Nagash. Wild. Vindictive Glare is what you meant by Gaze of Mork. Huh. So for slightly less damage, you can get more armor piercing. It costs less. Overcast damage doesn't matter much on your little sneaky caster. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Hmm. 250 range. This is also 250 range. Could you do it then? Could you just Vindictive Glare Overcast spam for 7 wins? And kill off all the SEs? How much does he cost? He's pretty cheap, right? It's 300. That's as cheap as an Empire caster. Interesting. You can reduce the power recharge. That's pretty funny, but not super worth. You know, honestly, I could kind of see that working. The other option is Gaze of Mork. Gaze of Mork Overcast just gets more damage. It gets a lot more damage. That's a 300 armor piercing missile. It's a single missile, but not super high AP. Though this would actually be pretty great against flyers, right? Huh. Maybe I should have done more Gaze plays. That's kind of nifty. Yeah, Gaze of Mork can get some sick flank shots off. Kind of nifty. Also, by the way, I think tomorrow I'm going to go try the 1 HP challenge again, by the way. Should be fun. You mentioned Mork Gaze, so technically I made the build. Yep. Oh man, dude. The Doom Diver catapults are so sad, though. That's just a knowledge thing. I'm happy that I learned it, at least. I have a good sense of how these guys work. I actually do really like the Fanatics. I feel like the Fanatics are weird. You almost want them in other armies that have to deal with lots of infantry, lots of armor. Like, High Elves would actually kill for Night Goblin Fanatics. But, yeah. You don't usually have to worry about infantry as the greenskins. That's a sad part. We'll give it to Outer Region. Alright, so match is still going. If Daceberg loses, attack speed enjoyer makes it to top 4. Okay, at Scissor. And who else? Azek. You guys can start the semi-finals match. Left is top bracket. It should be fun. The map is Bleak Spire Labor Camp. And then we can spectate whoever Adler is going to be facing. Because they're either going to be facing Daceberg or Attack Speed Enjoyer. Does anyone know if the Rogue Idol is good? Dude, that melee defense is really bad. Maybe they should give the Rogue Idol 20,000 HP. I should probably return to spiders, though. Arachnaroks were super popular back in the day. They're probably still quite strong. Rogue Idol ain't good. Alright, so we just write it off entirely. I've seen no one use the Rogue Idol. At most, it's either like a giant or Arachnarok spider for your big SCs. But a lot of people haven't been running Arachnaroks lately. Even after they apparently stagger less often now. Can't be buffed for some reason regarding land battle. That's how the multiple game modes work. Land battle, like big SC death blobs are just generally really strong, and not every faction has counters to them. So instead they just nerf it. I think it would be cool if you gave everyone final transmutation, big old blobbing strats would not be nearly as good. There's a few things that every faction should have. Like every faction should have an anti-blob kind of tech. Every faction should have pretty decent anti-air. I think there's a few ways to implement it, but yeah. Okay. And it's attack speed enjoy. Add luring versus attack speed. Spec slot, please. And the top 4 begins. Still think single entity combat being so jank is why a lot of things suck. I think, yeah. They have a hard time pushing through units. I really wonder how they're gonna change it up with the thing. Spec slot, please. I really wonder how they're gonna change it up with 40k. They're using a new engine, right? I think they mentioned a new engine. I don't know if they said it was for 40k specifically, but I think it's... Even if they didn't, it's very implied. Oh boy, here we go. Attack speed enjoyer. And it's going to be... Let's take a look. Vampire Coast versus High Elves. Oof. Alright. In theory, bad for Vampire Coast. Because they can get shot to death here. Yeah, new engine? Yeah. But like, is it a new engine, or are they building it off the older engines, you know? That's what I worry about. But if they make it completely new, right? And then you have a design team looking at the nitty-gritty of everything, it should be better. People were talking about how Turin got his hands on it, right? You think Turin gave like a bunch of unit control tips to CA? Maybe. New engine, like every Bethesda game has a new engine. Yeah, we'll see. I think it's kind of a we'll have to wait and see type situation. He said he liked what he saw. That's good. I don't think Turin's the type to go into like the hyper nitty gritty though. I think like he just kind of wants something that looks and feels good. Honestly, that's probably good enough for me too, as long as the game does well. But yeah, it's okay. We also have Dawn of War, which still doesn't have a release date though. Turn has not really been, what's this? Is not really a bean counter. What does that mean? Oh, he's not a bean count. I see what you mean. Like, yeah, he doesn't count the beans. I've never heard that phrase before, but I think it's pretty fitting. But yeah, he doesn't do every interaction. That's kind of more my job. I do really hope, though. Just please, one good launch. One good launch. Although, here's the thing, though, right? Pro YouTube strat. Your success should not be determined by how well a game company launches a game. If you want to be a successful YouTuber, this is like people that complain about the strongest faction in tournaments instead of learning how to beat them. I guess you can do both, but a lot of people don't. They just only complain. It's like, get with the times, man. Your complaining will not carry you. And I must do the same. I'm still gonna try making range max working, though. Honestly, range units don't feel like they got updated too hard. I think there's still a lot of line of sight stuff that needs doing. But I feel like a gunpowder faction might be able to super crush it. Rage baiting does carry you, unfortunately. Are you talking about me or in general? I will say I do lean into the clickbaity kind of stuff. Rage baiting, though, not as much. Rage baiting is a little bit, there's a little bit of finesse to it. It's not like as simple as you might think. I would totally welcome anyone to try to make rage baiting work. And not only will you feel unfulfilled, it will also not work. It's pretty jokes. Corn baiting. We rage bait you, much more accurate. But yeah, I do always hear arguments about, like, the most common one is like, if you're a woman and you stream, then you'll make millions of dollars. Like, no, that's not how that works. It's a part of it, maybe, but that's not how it works. Also, hell yeah, look at that. They're using the control down thing. I love it. Very nice formation. Very pretty formation. Nice squares everywhere. But yeah, you can't need a mix. You can't need a little bit of knowledge. You need to apply a little bit of strategy. But you can do that with any strategy, though, right? There's a lot of people that make some really sick content that does not involve rage baiting. Joy baited. I have never heard that before. Nagarite banner. Oh yeah, there you go. No kite though. Yo, that's a pro strat. You take the Nagarite banner and no Shadow Walkers, no Shadow Warriors. Just go normal high elf build. Yeah, there are actually people that will super try to mind game in the faction select stream. I have thought about it myself too, where like I have a build that's saved under a banner. And then I train my opponent so that when they see that banner, they're like, ah, yes, he's running that build. But then I don't. Then I don't run that build. Does that give any advantage? Not entirely sure. You know, it gives a lot more advantage. This. Goodbye, 300 gold worth of Rangers. Artillery have just bombarded them into oblivion. And they're not looking too good. Look at those guys. Angle's a bit off. Gotta be a bit lower. Let's see if we can get a good view. Are these not on fire at will? No, they're moving up. I'm like, where's the second volley? By the way, we saw something very similar previously. Also, dang, double rotting Leviathan. But yeah, Vampire Coast would take a bunch of mortars. If you're not constantly dodging with your range units, you can get messed up pretty fast. Yo, Pope Patty. Trying to get Pope Patty to play Slanesh. They are a Cav faction, but... Yeah, oof. Dang, yo, the poking's going hard right now. Adler playing a strong Vampire Coast. Gonna sit around with the Rotting Leviathans a bit. Oh, dang. Wow, that went super off. That one was close. Oh my gosh, dude, these guys. This is terrifying. Oh, yeah, I love it. Look at that. More bombardments away. Dodge it. Oh, no. Okay, only a couple of them got hit. I will say the mortars definitely put the micro pressure on your opponent. But if they're good enough at dodging, see what they do is they'll tap spacebar, see where these arrows are, and just keep dodging back and forth. And then eventually, this will tick down. It's very similar to the mass artillery play that we did earlier. And the weaknesses are the same. You run the risk of getting triple capped. And when you push onto the points, that's when you start down trading. But obviously Vampire Coast is a lot stronger. Attack speed and joy, running every single direction with every single archer. Love it. But they kind of need to shoot. Not too many of them are actually standing their ground, right? So we're seeing tiny little misplays here. Like these guys could be shooting. These guys should be dodging. These guys should be shooting. There they are. High Elves are pretty good at turning and firing though. And that's going to obviously delete the zombos pretty hard. But the question is there a solution to the Rotting Leviathans? Currently, no. A regrowth caster? A regrowth caster in this economy? Okay. I don't think there's a single unit to regrowth except for this. So we are going to see Fireborn. Okay. That explains the regrowth caster a bit more. I would have felt like Plague of Rust would be better. But this is the solution. High Elves have brought the most elite Fireborn, the most expensive cavalry unit they can field. They got armor piercing, anti-large, and they are Rotting Leviathan hunters. However, Damn Knights Errant get summoned. These are full AP cav, and they're just going to trade out. Full face charge into face charge. But the Knights Errant, they're pretty painful. 100% AP, massive charge bonus. They love this fight. And a regrowth on the Fireborn is here to counter that. This is going to buy a lot of time for the Leviathans to cook. But as you can see here, a little bit of a backline dive. Some Reavers are on the artillery. They're going to die to Moringles though. But it's just going to stall and buy time. Because look at this. Vampire Coast. Not a chance at getting these 2 points right now. They have this one. But as soon as they push off of it with the Leviathans, the Rangers are probably going to cut their way through. It's basically just going to be these doggos trying their best. I will say, though, attack speed and joy is still getting shelled pretty hard. Take a look at the value on the mortars. They're still doing really well, value-wise. So if that continues, it's going to be a little sketchy. But like, just take a look at the number of actual infantry units there are for the Vampire Coast. Not a lot, right? Just 2 deckhands. 1 mostly crumbling. A pistol on the far side. No extra money. So they probably can't pressure this point. A Reaver would be able to counter any dogs. And overall, I'm sweating a little bit for the Vampire Coast. High Elves technically don't have a value lead, but you can see the army's still real massive. And if these Fireborn live to tell the tale of this battle, they're gonna get insane value. Not only are they good against the dogs, the Leviathans, but they're also good versus the Moringles. Moringles absolutely hate high shock damage cavalry. But maybe a misplay, maybe an absolutely amazing play. Fireborn get committed into the Rotting Leviathans. Now, if they kill the Rotting Leviathans, that's amazing for the High Elves. Perfectly timed regrowth to give them the vigor back too. But if they trade out, it's really bad, because then they can't be used to clean up the dogs and the Moringles and everything else. So far, though, looks like the Rotting Lamprey's Revenge. They do regenerate, which means that they're even more weak to fire. They actually get completely mulched by the Fireborn. Nice tactical play from attack speed and jar, trusting in the Fireborn that they will be able to survive. But they have a lot of work to do. Look at these dogs. Dogs all over the archers. The archers that are meant to secure victory. And without cavalry to defend them, it's going to be some pretty hefty losses. On the far side, we have the Moringles still pushing in. And High Elves are forced back ever so slightly. But look at the tickets. In but a moment's time, the High Elves will be able to win this match on a 1 cap. Even if they do get double capped here. It's a little bit sketch. It's a little bit sketch for the Vampire Coast. Just think about it, right? Vampire Coast are going to have to continue up trading while also controlling all 3 points at the same time. Sounds like a very similar game we were in just a second ago. And you got to remember with the heals, right? Another heal on the Fireborn drops. And that's going to be insane, right? Fireborn costs 1,000. Oh my god, that value. 2,800. But yeah, at heal cap, what's the heal cap again? Is it 60% of the HP of a unit? So that means the Fireborn, if you heal cap them, you get back like 1,200 value. Is that right? Maybe. Or was it more? Was it 1.6? 75%? I've never heard that number before. But honestly, I haven't checked in so long. This is pretty nasty though. It's 75%. Wow. I am out of date. Could have sworn I heard 60% years ago. Maybe it never got changed and I've just always been out of date. Regardless, close enough. 75% of the HP on the unit. So that's a solid, you know, yeah, 1,000 and some change. Overall, very good trade for the Archmage. Not because 1,000 some odd gold is amazing, but because the Fireborn are. They've already gotten 3,500 value. Taken down a Rotting Leviathan, and they're looking for more. Unfortunately for their Vigor, despite the regrowths, it's still kind of painful for them. Great charge, by the way, on the Morngulls. The Vigor is good, but charges drain Vigor like nobody's business. However, they can still cook real hard. Look at that. Still got that 53 melee defense. They're only very tired. They still have 60 charge bonus despite being super tired too. And you got to remember, most of the targets at the hunting are also exhausted. Debilitated. Wow. I think that's the max. Is that the max debuff? Rotting Leviathan getting the armor reduction from debilitation. The melee defense reduction. Definitely going to be a lot softer. Soft shell crab incoming. Getting thrown into the crock pot. Definitely gonna go down. Fireborn have farmed a ludicrous amount of value. Vampire Coast very much so regretting not being able to finish them off earlier. I think the Damn Knights Errant were a very smart idea, but we're very nearly at the point of no return right now, because look at this. High Elves do win on a 1 cap. And the ranged maxing again. Getting defeated by the slightly more melee range max. Obviously, High Elves took a lot of archers too, but artillery, man. Artillery runs the risk of just losing on points. I think this is, if you're a new player to tournaments, by the way, this is typically why artillery is not recommended. For many players that you face early on, they will typically just rush into the artillery, and I'm sure you will too. Where you're like, I'm getting shot. I have to go and engage. And then my opponent can reinforce from here, and I have to walk all the way here. And then you just at a massive disadvantage. You get cleaned up, and then they capture all the points. But attack speed enjoyer, you can see the entire game, they were basically playing to the left of this line. Which means that they were able to enjoy that defender's advantage. And they just dodged. They just dodged. The mortars are technically still alive, but you can see the value. Nothing too crazy, right? And that very patient, smart play is going to be able to get them that sweet, sweet victory. I very much so doubt Vampire Coast can win this right now. The Fireborn are... Where'd they go? Ah, over yonder. All the way over here. Still cleaning up. Still getting more value. 4,200. Oh, that's a lot. How should Vampire Coast have taken them down? There's not a lot of options, especially on a map like this. You can't take cannons or anything to snipe them. You either need to go for a risky magic choice, or you just don't go for the Rotting Leviathans, right? Double Rotting Leviathan is really doubling down on that. You can also go for mass infantry, though. But I'm sure if there was mass infantry, the High Elves would not be summoning in the Fireborn. What you can do though is you can go infantry spam. They use the money to counter it, and then suddenly Rotting Leviathan comes out of nowhere when they've been summoning anti-infantry. By starting with the Leviathan's attack speed, and Jorah basically saw it. He's like, I know how to counter that. I know what I need to do to counter. Brought it. And did well. Silastra still getting some pretty good tide calls though. She has pretty good value herself. 3,000 is amazing on top of her summon. But man, look at these guys. Fireborn. 4,400. That's insane. That is actually ludicrous. Most of the time, melee units pay for about 75% of their value. If they do really well, they pay off 110% of their value. That's usually what I would say would be like really nice. I'm like, man, that unit cooked. To pay for over double their cost, working towards triple, that's insane. That is absolutely bonkers, man. Even better because they're an expensive unit. Which means like they basically wiped out, you know, like a third of the Vampire Coast army all by themselves. Pretty amazing. And there you go. Tickets are no more. High Elves still have the double cap. Archmage of Life is kind of getting bullied by Silastra though. She actually doesn't have magic attacks. Crazy. I feel like mages should have magic attacks. They should have a little bit of magic, right? What else are they supposed to do? I guess they literally have their magic, but like, can't they have like an enchanted sword or something? I don't know. GG though. Attack speed and Enjoyer secures the victory. Now it is a fairly favored matchup for the High Elves, but I think they played it really well. Supreme Mortar denying. We got some sick Dragon Prince value, 1,600. Some insane Fireborn value. I think this is the highest value unit in the entire match. Archmage did a good job healing them. Typically, casters should get about 2,000 gold worth of value. She got more than enough value spamming the heals on these guys. And the Rotting Leviathans, unfortunately, just got countered. Very typical. Silastra, though, really good. 3,500 is insane. I don't even know what you did. But there's no way that's just only tide calls, right? Although maybe it was. She was tide calling some pretty expensive stuff the whole game, like rangers and the like. So I guess that kind of makes sense. Still absurd though. That's some crazy value on the Silastra. And yeah, all the Crabos got cooked. Ultra mega cooked. So that brings attack speed into the finals. Here we go. Stay in lobby, please, for finals. And this could be a sick attack speed win. With the elves. There's something really fun about that to you. What? You'll never get tired of the end screen saying Tomb King units cost nothing to recruit, even in multiplayer. Oh yeah, the loading screen. Here's the fun tip. You can have infinite Tomb Kings units. That would be really funny though. So, okay, imagine a faction, a multiplayer faction, that is balanced by their unit limits. So Tomb Kings, they're only allowed like, you know, a couple big single entities, right? They're only allowed a couple elite infantry, some chaff. But they can't like spam them. And then the unit caps to make them balance in multiplayer. Sounds like the most difficult job ever. But that would be so thematic. Honestly, I think the thematics is super lost in multiplayer. There's so many crazy things they could do, but I think that ship has sailed. That's just vampire counts as zombies now? Say what? What's vampire counts with zombies? Vampire counts already have zombies. I'm so confused. So what happens when I don't look at chat for a second? Oh, I see. The Tomb Kings thing. Yeah, the Tomb Kings thing. The thing I was literally just talking about. Bring 60 zombies. If you could bring 60 zombies, you would every game. Okay, well, yeah. The problem is they could obviously take a 40 stack every single match, unless you set the limits up really well. What if there was like a resource that you could spend, like call it silver, and that limits how many units you could take. But yeah, no, it would always be a 40 stack. But yeah, it's not exactly like vampire counts though, because the unit types are so different. Tomb King's infantry don't hold as long, but it would not be a good idea. You think zombies should be 125, just like the nerf to Skaven slaves and peasants? I think that'd be not bad. It's actually pretty funny though. Vampire counts, I feel like they don't rely on zombies as much as deckhands. Unironically, I feel like deckhands are stronger than zombies right now, because Vampire Coast wants to summon them 2-3 times. For vampire counts, they actually, like, you know, you obviously resummon them when they become available, but they're not like, I wouldn't say they're like earth-shatteringly good. Definitely really strong. But yeah, I would say if you made zombies more expensive, that is like the only thing that makes vampire counts work. They can't really play cav styles super well. I still think a cav buff is warranted. Coast infantry is literally just deckhands. Well, okay, obviously they're still gonna run deckhands, but they shouldn't be this strong, right? I don't think they should be the core unit. Vampire Coast should be a gun faction, man. If Vampire Coast handgunners aren't a staple in the army, what are they doing? You know, like what is the point of playing Vampire Coast? They play too much like vampire counts. They need to play more like a gun faction. Let me live my power fantasy. So we're just waiting on these guys. It's weird. They should have started way sooner. Where they at, bro? If they don't, if they just haven't done anything, then maybe they both just didn't contact each other and attack speed wins by default. Alexander Nuts takes a ton of handgunners. Unfortunately, we can't all be as good as him. I've seen Alexander Nuts play. It's still mostly pistol mobs. Like, handgunners are less of a core unit, more of a, like, tech piece. Unless I've been missing out on some of their more recent matches, which I might have. I would love, if the meta's shifting, though, that's great. Give me the guns. They did get updated to shoot a bit better. Noble Naldor, you lost the 24 streak, and no. We all have our white whales for weird balance decisions. Yours is Great Arcing Conduit being... what was this? Wait, what's up about Great Arcing Oh, like, who has access to it? Oh, yeah. Who has access to it in multiplayer is super weird. Almost random. Alright, and Azek has won, so they will be facing Attack Speed Enjoyer. And the matchup is going to be Attack Speed's High Elves against Azek's none. They're going to counterpick. Ooh, alright. Interesting. We're gonna see some sick counterpicking them. Your balance recommendations are always balanced. Ooh. Wait, what's this? Give Grail Guardians glorious charge, and what's ITF? Is that immune to fear? Or do you want ITP, immune to psychology? I think Grail Guardians being buffed, I think, would be fun. It would be... Oh, immune to flanking? Holy moly, man. You wanted to have immune to flanking? That's like the best ability in the game. At what cost? If you give them immune to flanking, man, that's like... I think Rotting Leviathan should come in 2. I think they should come in pairs. So then that way I can field 4 Rotting Leviathans at the same time. I know you were just talking about how all your balance suggestions are balanced, so you're memeing, but like, that's a crazy step though. Why would they even have immune to flanking? There's still cavalry. There's still a bunch of dudes, right? I would say Zinch, anything with 3 heads should have immune to flanking. Zinch, heroes, exalted dudes, they should have immune to flanking. That would be best. But normal humans having immune to flanking? Glorious charge, though, I'll accept. Glorious charge is, I think it's something that is just kind of a nice to have for any elite cavalry. Like any elite shock cavalry having glorious charge. I think that's something that's more fine to sprinkle around. Elite units get countered already many times, so it's not too bad to give them a bit more love so that we don't see a cheap cav meta. But obviously that would need a lot of rebalancing too. Laughs in Wrathmonger. Wrathmongers is the one exception. Wrathmongers are supposed to be actually the best fighters in the entire world. If they don't have awareness of their surroundings, I don't know what they're doing. But then again, is Sigvald really worse than a Wrathmonger? Is Sigvald actually like less good at fighting than them? Because then by that logic, then everyone should have immune to flanking. Honestly, I'd be down to give Wrathmongers their speed back if you take away the immune to flanking. Make them more like the Pleasure Guard. A little bit more glass cannon-y. I don't think Grail Guardians count as normal humans. Spoken like a true Bretonian. They're humans, man. I don't know about... They're basically humans, alright? Just because they got some lady bathwater splashed on their faces doesn't change anything. Get them out of here, man. A Grail... Actually, oh, no. I think I'm mixing it up. Because in lore, they're actually super chads, right? They're like the Space Marines of Warhammer Fantasy. I think of them as much weaker as they are because they're such a weak unit. But like, technically, Grails are supposed to actually be pretty sick, right? You know, just give everyone immune to flanking. We're gonna syndrome this. Just nobody can flank anymore. The Kislev glorious charge ability does nothing now. How do you feel about that? Would it change the meta? Obviously, but like, how much? Because like, rear charges are still good. Like, you still get a full surround. I would imagine infantry mashing is probably way stronger, though. You know, Slanesh would be worse. Think about it. Slanesh would be garbage. That's the Slanesh nerf we need. Everyone has immune to flanking. Solo or Bloodthirster IRL. Well, from what I've seen in game, they're pretty bad. I haven't seen a Bloodthirster in actually more than a year now. Fun fact, immune to flanking does not in fact prevent devastating flank from popping. Oh, never mind. Immune to flanking just keeps your melee defense slightly higher in the grind, right? And it gives you no leadership penalty. Though a map-wide leadership bonus is still a little worse for Slanesh, but definitely not the nerf we're looking for. But yeah, it just, what? The flanking, like, you get lower melee defense if you're attacked from behind in this game. You get lower melee defense, and you get a leadership penalty. I think those are those the only things? Those are the only things I can think of. Bretonia is just the coolest faction. I think, let's see here. I will say, Bretonia is like the gateway drug, right? From people who play medieval to get into Warhammer. Because you're basically playing medieval. You're playing a historical title with just like a dash of flying cavalry. It's not like it's not crazy sauce. Pope Patty, are you the singular man? Are you the singular person that has made Grail Guardians amazing? It's kind of crazy how much impact so few people can have on balance. It's a little scary. Sometimes I give my feedback to CA and I'm just like, do I trust them to handle this as proper feedback, or are they just going to take it verbatim? It's great. It's still nice when they listen, but it can definitely be kind of sus. Yeah, vanilla grails. Vanilla Grails, they're not bad though. People have actually run Grail Guardians and Grail Knights. But I wouldn't mind seeing more of them. Like, I think it's more interesting than Knights Errant spam. At least if we can get it to kind of like a 50-50, that'd be nice. The Empire is pretty realistic, ignoring the steam tanks. It's just a technology thing. Just a tech thing. Empire is pretty grounded though, right? So it depends. If you want to play like a more medieval, early medieval setting with archers, yeah, then you go Bretonia. If you want like a slightly late medieval kind of, or like late medieval Renaissance-ish kind of army, then you go Empire. SC2 being balanced around nerfing Cyril's playstyle for years now. You can't put him down, man. Dude, yeah. All the Zerg mains in StarCraft 2. Cyril, for those of you that don't know, is the best player in StarCraft 2, at least in my eyes. At least like in terms of like long-running dominance in recent years. Definitely the best Zerg player. Probably, one of the best of all time. And a few years ago, there was a ton of nerfs to the faction he played. And he still won. He still won. What a mad lad. Turin says you can take him in a best of 5. Yeah? Well, Turin doesn't like grind a whole ton, right? Turin's mostly content creator. Decimated queens, and he's still winning to this day. He's definitely his consistency is through the roof. At least like from what I've seen. Like Cyril has apparently when he plays, he's very stone cold killer kind of mentality while he's playing. Like for me, you see me stress out all the time, right? I get tired. But Yeah, just very consistent, doesn't meme a lot, just kind of goes standard and does it really well. Truly a joy to see. You remember rooting for Maru back in 2019 Worlds? Yeah, 2019 was a while ago. Feels like yesterday. Attack speed enjoyer is ready. Looks like it's going to be high elves versus ogres. Should be fun. If I had to put my money down, I would say... I think attack speed enjoyer is just the favored player in general. But the matchup itself, ogres might be a little more comfy here. I guess it really depends on how the silver helms do, but... I'm pretty sure for the same reasons lead belchers do well into wood elves, lead belchers would also do well into high elves. And you can't just hard tech against lead belchers, so obviously the strongest option. But ogres can mix it up, right? They're not only gonna go lead belchers, so you hard counter them. So either you choose to roll the dice, or maybe your build is just suboptimal no matter what you do. Not super pretty. Map, I would say, is slightly favored for ogres. It's a big one. And the ogres are big lads. The vanguarding and such on this map is super wide, too. So, they're not going to get surprised out of nowhere. And weirdly enough, attack speed enjoyer has gone for the silver in spam. I'm going to say attack speed enjoyer's odds of victory have dropped dramatically. Silver in spam on a map like this is kind of crazy. If ogres play to the map, if they play purely based off the strengths of the map and their faction, it's going to take silver in about 2 minutes to get from this point to this point. So if this is captured and they got to get there, it's going to be, plus capture time, it's going to be like 150 tickets at least to get from here to here. They don't have a lot of poking tools outside of some reavers to get value, which means ogres can basically just ignore them and play capture points. On the ogre side, though, we're seeing a severe lack of lead belchers. So that is a slight blessing for attack speed enjoyer. Lead belchers would just delete the silverin. That would be very bad. The map is incorrect, though. What's the map? Yeah, map is incorrect. All right, 1 second. Admitting, wrong map. Now, if they don't, so basically wrong map. The way I admin this is the players, they gotta, if they both agree to just play it or to restart, that's fine. If they disagree, then they have to stick with the map. I go for the ruling that it is the responsibility of both players to make sure that the map is the correct map. That way you don't have any weird situations where, like, you know, the map isn't selected and one player's like, I'm not going to tell them. And also it just keeps things simpler. But they'll need to figure it out. Let's just take a quick look at the spells and such. We got Comet of Cassandra, some Chain Lightning. We have Apotheosis and Hand of Glory. Also, yes, we got Batman. We got Batman. Eltharion would be pretty annoying to lead belchers, but honestly, like this composition, lead belchers and some like one main eater or like a powder gut could easily shoo Altharian away. Like, I think this high elf build had a really high chance of being countered, but attack speed Enjoyer might figure that maybe Azek doesn't like going for lead belchers. In fact, they went for gorgers, which is crazy. I don't know how I feel about this ogre build. It's a weird one. Yeah, Clem is also terrifying. Best Terran in the world. Oh boy, those players are crazy. Anyways, yeah, we're just waiting on the players. Do they agree to anything? Yeah, post-nerf gorgers. Okay, so they can play on the map, but they cannot play on the map. Honestly, this is pretty similar to Norscan Rise, but tournament wins can be pretty hard to come by if you can't play a lot. So Azek might want to... They might want to make it work. Gorgeous deserve better than what they got. They got as nerfed as Crystal Sanctuary got buffed. Most fun you had on the Realms of Chaos campaign. Scrag and some OP Gorgers. The back in the day Gorgers. But yeah, they lost a quarter of their models. They used to be 16. They just got chunked to 12. It's crazy how much they got nerfed. Didn't they used to cause terror too? So sad to see. They're still not bad though. But man, that is one of the biggest nerfs we've ever seen in the history of Warhammer. Okay, and they're good to go. Let's do it. Go, go, go. The players agree to play on the map. Should be fun. I think Comet of Cassandora will be interesting. Chain Lightning. Silver and Guard technically have spell resist. It's 30%. So Chain Lightning's still going to hit them for like 8 damage a tick. It's full AP. If it hits them for 10 seconds, it still kills them. 10 seconds is a long time though, but it can probably get at least half the HP off. It's still devastating. Early game trading. Kind of just a little bit of skirmish. Nothing crazy though, right? You know, he's firing at the Noblars, the Gorges are pushed up. These guys don't heal though, so they really don't like getting shot at by the Reavers. Maybe they're trying to bait some shots though. Like if these Noblars can get a volley off, that's great. Oh, I guess they just wanted to capture the point. Makes a lot of sense. Overall, this is pretty small beans though. Not a lot going on, right? They're just kind of... They're doing the dance. Getting into position. They're looking for weaknesses. Now, in a perfect game, both sides will look for weaknesses and kind of barely engage. And they'll come down to tickets. You know a game is close when the tickets are close. If, you know. At least that's one measure of it. In this case, looks like that will be how it's going too. So the ogres opting not to go for the big fight. And instead they're just playing it a little chill. They don't want to overextend, but their passivity allows attack speed enjoyer to get one more ticket per second. Nothing too crazy though, right? This likely won't make or break the game, but it could. The question is though, what play are the ogres trying to make? Now, this could just be passivity. This could also be a strategy. On these in domination, the players oftentimes they like to go for a strategy called the build up, and the way that works is you capture 1 point so that you have a decent amount of time. You can see there's actually a lot of savings going on too. Yeah, you capture 1 point so that your opponent doesn't get too far ahead on tickets, and then you just save up for a really big army. Now, one might be wondering, hold up. If my opponent is also getting the same amount of income as me. Doesn't that mean things stay the same? Technically. On the value trading side, yes. Or on the value side, yes. Obviously, your opponent will have the same amount of gold as you. But some armies benefit from more units more than others. Ogres are a grand example. They have an army ability that charges up the more you charge with your units. And this scales based on the number of units you have. So if the armies are bigger, the ogres get to spam their army abilities like no tomorrow. Composition-wise, ogres could also be waiting for a better composition. They might know that they have a better composition before the game starts. And they might also judge that the high elves don't have a good composition, because the high elves are obviously, they don't typically build up. All things that could help out a lot. Though this is definitely not the greatest trade ever. Attack speed and Jory getting a minor lead by having the silver and fight some gorgers. They will hold for an extraordinarily long amount of time. And Azek, knowing that the Silverin are dangerous, chucks out the chain lightning. Dives straight towards the Noblars. But they are sacrificial. Also, dang, Dragon Princes, okay. Dragon Princes are pretty good versus Gorgers, but if they get caught here, that'd be real bad. A little bit of a potential Lord snipe too. We got some armies just contesting the points. If these guys try to make the long walk, they'll just be a bit of a capture. So it's basically a small army versus small army situation over here, with their mobile forces relocating to get into position. So far though, no Dragon Prince kill, which I would say is a slight misplay. Dodges the comet too. Did not see the indicator. I missed it. But attack speed and Enjoyer did see it. Very good at babysitting their elite cavalry, as you can see. But there you go. Slow goes off of the Illyrian Reavers. And the Ogres are going to be counterpunching pretty hard. Dragon Princes getting beat up. Hand of Glory is on them. Did it get a lot of value? Probably not. Though Hand of Glory is a very cheap spell, so I don't think much was lost by any means. This though is important. If the Slaughter Master goes down, Ogres suddenly will have massive leadership issues. Though, maybe it's kind of different. This is a very different Ogre army than I'm used to. But the Gorgers obviously are unbreakable. So if the Lord dies, it's probably not going to be as much of a mass rout as one might expect. And if he distracts Eltharion, even better. In fact, look at this. He's waddling away. Oh my gosh, look at that on his little peg leg. But this is good. Until this guy dies, he's actually gone value by distracting Eltharion at the beginning of the game. Technically good, but he's going to have to play a lot more safe for the rest of the battle lest he get absolutely clobbered. A little bit of trading in the distance. You'll love to see it. And Ogres using that mobility, right? It's a very big map. The Silverin's been walking over here for the past like 2 minutes from point 1 or 2. And that means many of the high elf units are out of position. In general, I'm like a little worried about the high elves. I think Eltharion can still get a lot of work done. But the cavalry kind of got beat up pretty hard. Big comet out of nowhere too. Slams into the silver and hits some Noblars. Nobody cares about the Noblars though. And that's a pretty nice route. Pretty nice route. Comet only casts 13 winds of magic. Only costs 13 winds of magic, so it is quite cheap. But here we go, another big play. Eltharion's looking for that swing play. Attack speed and Jory knows that if this grind goes on, it's not going to be too great if the leadership holds super well for these guys. Oh, dang, the meat feast on the Lord? Is he going to live? Oh my gosh, dude, no, the healing. It's super crazy high healing, by the way. Meat feast is crazy. It did get nerfed a while back. It used to last longer, I believe. And it might have been easier to build up too. But that's going to distract Eltharion even more. Maybe it's not needed though. Saber Tusks are out despite the Lord dying. Some Ogre Bulls are out off too. And the High Elves are looking to slowly capture point number 3. Time is generally not too much of the essence either. It looks like they're actually doing a pretty good job cleaning up here. And the Noblars on the far side with the Saber Tusks, they're just not punching through the silver. That might actually just do it for the High Elves. If they just keep up trading severely. I thought the Ogres were going to go for a mass capture point steal. But instead, they actually committed more money in the distance here. They put in more money than the cost of the Silverins, but they didn't capture the point. So actually a bit of a misplay. A little misallocation of resources. Probably would have been better to just ignore them then. And bring the guys here into a singular location. But I would not count the ogres out. I still think lead belchers would be good. Although the mass cavalry here definitely makes things a little sketchy. Potentially Eltharion dying would be really good too. We're actually seeing a normal unit of Yetis. They have a 15% speed debuff and frostbite. So you can see Eltharion. A mighty 34 speed. He's actually slower than the Slaughtermaster right now when you include the terrain debuff. And that would be a disaster. That would be pretty bad. As far as high elf victory conditions go, this is not it. Arrow barrage works much better against cavalry than those guys. And there's another comet right on top of the Silverin, which means ogres will be able to resecure a point. Now, those points come at a cost. A little bit of lag. But the points absolutely come at a cost. Because look at the tickets. They gave up a lot of space, pulled back into a more favorable position. But the high elves now, the high elves are actually very high on tickets. In fact, they win on 1 capture point. That would be pretty bad. But they're barely capturing it in time. General rule of thumb, you want to capture your first point at the 1,000 ticket mark. If you're going for a triple cap, that is a safe benchmark. And ogres are already achieving that safe benchmark. The next benchmark is the second point at 1,200 tickets. So we only got a couple minutes to secure their next point. And the glorious Dragon Princes are back. Last game, these guys got insane value. This time they have 100 kills, but not the same value for sure. Some mega buffs, making them basically Grail Knights. Very, very painful indeed. But you don't want to get them slowly worn down. Yetis are actually... I can't believe the Yetis are actually seeing play right now. It's kind of wild. They just kind of came out of nowhere. And it looks like high elves are basically saying, you know what? Triple cap me, I dare you. I double dog dare you to triple cap me. Attack speed and joy are actually going for a kind of crazy pick. The Sky Cutters here. You might be wondering, if you want to hold the points, why are you taking a unit that can't capture? The answer, attack speed and joy doesn't want points. Already realizing that he has a very good value lead. They're going to be turning that value lead and the ticket lead into yet more value. Because if attack speed and joy can whittle down the ogre army just enough, then it becomes really hard to hold all 3 points on such a giant map. The distances are massive over here. This is one of the bigger maps. And the Sky Cutters helping to rout off the Lord, definitely gonna help. We're hitting that 1,250 mark now. Ogres starting to capture point number 2. And the Dragon Princes are off of it, so we should see the swing quite quickly. Are we going to see a misplay, though? Are they going to charge off the point to chase the Dragon Princes? A little bit of a misplay. Oh, and they're completely off. They catch it, though. And now they're back on the point. A little sketchy for a second, but in a game like this, the seconds matter a lot. Lord is gone, by the way. But the Ogre Kingdoms is still holding fairly well. They're capturing the points at a decent pace. But I'm a little worried about them army wiping the High Elves. We see some, okay, just some normal archers there. But the cavalry is going to be a little bit more problematic. As attack speed and joy is saving up. 1,200. So attack speed and joy now has 2 plays. Because the pace of captures have been pretty good, they're going to need to hold this point for like 3 minutes. A little under 3 minutes to win. So if attack speed and joy goes all in, maybe they can do it. So far it seems like yes, attack speed is like, okay, I think I can do this. 3 minutes, no problem. Gets the cavalry in. The other option would have been try to go for the other points. Maybe you can test this one. Maybe you just clean up. Jeez Louise. Eltharion going ham. Looks like he might actually just completely annihilate that. Wow, okay, never mind. Well, there you go. A little bit anticlimactic. I did not catch that mega alpha strike on the middle, but if the ogres can't hold all 3 points, they obviously just lose. And it looks like that was it. Pretty crazy, alright. Yeah, got a little sketchy. Although then again, if the ogres did triple cap, attack speed had all the time in the world. So GG. They're a nice game. I think the tap out, I think it makes sense. The ogres are definitely running out of units. Dragon Princes did pretty good. Even these ones did pretty good. It's nice to see that Dragon Princes are making a bit of a comeback. I guess there hasn't been as many armored units. There's not too much armored cavalry in the meta right now, so they can actually do pretty well for themselves. Really cool to see some Yeti action. That's nice. Amazing. And there was a lead belcher. This whole time there was a lead belcher? That's actually really surprising. Why no lead belcher? It would be so good versus silver and spam. We may never know. GG though. Fun match. Some good Eltharian play. Some good just raw value trading. I think things, I think, you know, High Elves weren't really down trading at all, really. And they had the point lead. So I guess they were pretty safe. Though, the ogres did make a pretty good play for it. The Grim Warden, yeah. Well, I am gonna go. I'm gonna go now. It's been nice return to streaming. Been feeling pretty solid. Tomorrow, I might do some campaign. I might want to play more 1 HP friends, where every Empire unit has 1 HP. That's always very fun. And then on Wednesday, we should have another tournament. So lots to look forward to. I bid you adieu. And have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.